We're recording on YouTube.
News is supported by our viewers and by Hopkinton Drug, located in this historic New England town since 1954. They are a multifaceted store dedicated to providing clients with an array of healthcare options.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into HCAM News Live. I'm HCAM News Director Tom Nappy to fill you in with what's happening in Hopkinton. And don't forget, HCAM News is live every Thursday from 6:30 p.m. until 7 p.m. On today's edition of HCAM News, we'll update you on some of the things the school committee recently did. Hiller's field hockey coach, Rebecca Abate, had some breaking news for us. We'll tell you about that as well. And also, we asked what your favorite Hopkinton restaurant meal is. We'll have some of your comments later in the show. But as always, feel free to contribute via our Facebook and YouTube live stream. And to start off tonight's show, we are joined by co-director of the Hopkinton Center for the Arts, Kelly Grill. Kelly, how are you?
I'm great, Tom. Thanks. How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks for coming on the show today. So how are things at the Hopkinton Center for the Arts? I understand that you have opened back up partially to the public for certain events, and you got a lot of virtual stuff going on.
We do. We opened up actually this summer. We were able to host maybe about 40% of our summer classes. We had virtual classes as well, and including even some virtual dance classes, and some summer camps in music and art and theater and film. And we're now doing that for our fall session and back with lessons. But we really worked hard together with the health department here in town, and we were able to install an ionizer in the performance center so that the air coming in is as clean as it possibly can be. And we've been, so far, everything is going really well. People are enjoying the programs and staying safe.
That's terrific. And I understand you have some Halloween festivities coming up. Why don't you tell us about those?
Yeah, so every year, last several years, we've done a 5K road race. So this year, unfortunately, that was not possible. Road races are not allowed quite yet. So instead, we've pivoted a little bit and we're doing a 5K fundraiser. So we're running to 5K instead of a 5K run. Now, people can still run, and we hope they will. They can get dressed up in a costume on Halloween and run around their neighborhood or walk or dance or whatever they'd like to do. But they don't have to participate. If you want to join our fundraiser, you can participate by starting your own little campaign, anything from $10, $100. But if you raise as much as $250, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a set of AirPod Pros. Another way to participate is also we're doing a scavenger hunt, and that's free to participate. We hope that people will, again, get dressed up because it is Halloween after all, between 10 and 2, and there'll be a list of places around town to go and stand in front. We have some businesses that'll have some balloons and a sign either out front or in their business, and we just ask you to go and take your selfie in front of them all over town, and then come back to us and show us your pictures. And again, you're entered to win a prize of a $100 Amazon gift card. And the final way to participate is just get dressed up, have fun, take your picture and post it on our Facebook page, and we'll have prizes for the best costume.
That's terrific. And what are the rules as far as masks? Obviously, there'll be some Halloween masks, but do you have to wear more than just the Halloween mask? Do you have to wear one of the COVID masks?
Well, we're hoping not. That was the idea, was that this is something where you can easily stay socially distanced from people. We always suggest bringing it with you just in case you run into someone there. If you're going inside of one of the businesses, you'll need to have a mask with you. But really, the whole idea of pivoting this event was to be able to do something fun on Halloween that was safe, that you could do socially distant from other people.
That's terrific. And what's the date for that? Just to reiterate for all the viewers out there.
The date is Halloween, October 31st. You can sign up now to start your fundraising now. It's really easy to do. You go on and you create your own little page, and you create your own goal, and then it just walks you right through how to post on Facebook. It couldn't be an easier way to fundraise for the Art Center and the theater.
That's terrific. And some of the other programs you have going on at the HCA include the Family Workshop, Brushstroke Flower Card. Can you tell us about this program a little bit?
Yeah, this is being done by one of our wonderful teachers, Marion Brucatu. She is they're creating handmade cards, and she will tell you all the materials that you need. It's something that families can do together. We love these workshops where anywhere from 9 to adult can participate. It's just a one-day workshop, and it's a way to make a personalized greeting card. And you don't have to have any drawing experience or anything like that. It's just a really fun class.
It's terrific. And I saw that it was in person. What are the rules for in-person events at the HCA?
Yeah, you do have to wear a mask if you're coming in person. We limit the class to our space is big enough up there to hold 10 people, including the instructor. And then we're also spaced out. So we only have 2 spaces in the HCA that are big enough, and we separate the tables by 6 feet. So everybody is nice and safe, and all the materials they have just their own, and they're not touching anybody else's.
Terrific. And this next program we're going to talk about, this is an online program, Paint Night Relaxation. Could you tell us how this works?
Yeah, so we've been able to do both in person and online, and this is a really fun one for just like paint night, just like you would think. And it's a way to relax at night with watercolors and pastels. And you're given a step-by-step instruction of how to put a picture together. So there are several of them. This one that you're seeing here is a pumpkin. There's also sunflowers and a Tuscany countrysides, or there's a witch. So you can sign up for whatever picture, just like whatever paint night. And so since you're at home, you can provide your own refreshments if you whatever you'd like to be partaking in from your house.
That's terrific. And lastly, you have the virtual gala. Obviously, every year you have the HCA gala. Usually it's in person, but this year virtual. Could you talk to us a little bit about this upcoming event on November 14th?
Yes, we are super excited about it. I tell you, it was tough. It's a blow to not be able to do it in person, but we've been able to pivot this event to be something really, really, really special. We are actually partnering with HCAM TV, and we will be live in the studio that night, and showcasing so many performances from our students and our teachers, and testimonials from all of the wonderful people that are here at the HCA. We'll have a Grammy Award winner and a Tony nominee singing and performing, and it's really going to be a special night. We have some shout outs from people who have made it in the music industry, and that'll be the first hour. The second hour is going to be a DJ, Mad Marge. She is the number 3 DJ in the country. She works on the Today Show and for Kim Kardashian and Cardi B. And she's just an amazing DJ. The music's going to be all 80s music and fun and dancing. And so we're really encouraging everybody to join us that night on November 14th to create their own pod, party with your pod, we're calling it. Decorate your living room, get dressed up, or just wear fun pajamas or whatever that it is that you want to do, but to come and celebrate with us and all the wonderful things that have happened this year. It's been a particularly poignant year in ways that art has helped us all get through this challenging time, and we really just want to celebrate that.
Well, that is terrific. Some great programs that you all have come up with at the HCA, a lot of great virtual programs. So when did you decide about the virtual gala? I'm sure initially you're saying, well, we can't have a gala this year, but then when did the decision to have a virtual gala happen?
I think over the summer, we sort of realized, for a while we were thinking, oh, we'll be back and, we'll be able to have it. But about sometime this summer, we realized that it just wasn't going to be safe to be able to have, any more than, 20 people here in the building, which is our limit right now. So, or in that room. So we just decided that this would be a good way. There's a lot of other organizations that are doing this. And were we able to, our first thing that we did is when COVID first happened, we were able to have a concert online, a virtual concert. And so when we went through that process, we realized, oh, okay, this is how you do it. You sort of learn as you go. And we figured things out, and it's actually worked out really well because it's a way for us to still connect to each other. What's going to be great about this gala is it's going to be run on Zoom, so people will also be able to see each other and see, show off just like you're at a party, what you're wearing, and talk to each other and dance with each other. So that's what it's all about for us.
That's great. It sounds like a virtual pajama club. I love it.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
So for those that don't know, where can people find more information about the Hopkinton Center for the Arts?
It's all on our website, hopartcenter.org, and all the information about all of these events and classes are there.
All right, Kelly, thanks so much for talking with us today. We wish you the best of luck with all these great upcoming events, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks again. All right, so the Hopkinton School Committee recently met, and as you could imagine, academics with COVID-19 was at the front of much of the conversation. Here's a look at this past week's meeting. With a student recently being quarantined due to COVID-19, the Hopkinton School Committee at their most recent meeting last week discussed what the procedure would be for any quarantined student receiving information and instruction for their school courses.
So how is information or instruction going to be delivered to those quarantined students who have been identified as close contacts? They're not COVID positive, they're sitting at home, and they are waiting to, have some kind of instruction delivered to them. What we've told the teachers is that they have autonomy over how that information is shared or how that instruction is delivered. So the following things in that purple font are some of the choices, and we say that they can include, but they're not limited to. So a teacher can email information to a student, put things on Schoology, can offer the student a homegrown video, could offer the student a store-bought video, so there could be anything from Khan Academy to PBS. The teacher could Zoom with that student. The teacher could offer a packet for home study, or even after school, the teacher could offer telehelp. What we need to remember is that our teachers are typically available after the regular school day at 2 o'clock. So if a student wants to, make that plan to Zoom with the teacher, remotely at 2, that can happen as well. Our teachers are very, very willing to make sure that the kids who are in there, they're missing out on their in-person days, have some kind of direct contact with teachers, instruction, information, whatever it is that the kids will need in order to make sure that they are making effective progress while they are out. And, another idea might be to say, okay, if we're doing collaborative work, because we're living in a world where remote communication is just so facile, we could have our kid who's sitting at home be connected to, an in-person peer, and they could work collaboratively as well. So we will try to remain as, sort of vigilant, as careful, as, being, attentive and empathetic to the situation of those students who are quarantined close contacts. And I would encourage any student who is a quarantined close contact, who doesn't feel like they're getting what they need, or who feels like they are uncertain about any kind of learning, to reach out immediately to your teachers, and I know the teachers will respond.
Another topic that was discussed was physical fitness for Hopkinton Middle School students. Due to the pandemic, the middle school did cancel their fall sports program.
Okay, and then the next one, I'm looking for you to approve some stipends. I think you'll remember when the athletic director, Mr. Cormier, was here a few weeks ago, he had talked about the fact that we wouldn't be having formal middle school sports this year. There wouldn't be teams to compete against. And so one of the things that he has done, he explained to us when he was here last time, is he wants to put together these sort of cohorts of, sort of strength and conditioning teams. And so in an effort to be able to do that, the stipend for that is $1,400 for one of the cohorts, and we are just looking for your approval of those stipends. I think it's offset just by the coaching stipends that we would have had at the middle school if we had had formalized sports.
And do we have the number of enrollees?
I think it's 112 students. The last I knew it was one, is that correct? 112.
A parent was asking me about whether this was basically only for athletes in this situation, or whether like a special needs student could maybe enroll in this program and have support during the actual program. And so I was just curious about that.
Typically, when we have students with special needs who enroll in any of our athletic programs, so say it's a student who has a one-to-one paraprofessional or needs support, we typically provide that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I think because the qualifications were very coach-oriented.
Right,
it
that's why.
appeared, I got tripped up myself because I was thinking more maybe really like CrossFit kinds of trainers who might not be sort of MIA coaches. And I think the qualifications were a little confusing, but I think when I asked about that, I think Dr. Kavanaugh had said that if you do happen to have coach certification, I think it's preferred, not required. It just gives you that awareness of, the CPR training. There's sort of a whole bunch of stuff that goes along with that coach license that would be a good precursor to doing anything with fitness.
The cost of the program will be $75 per a student and give the students an opportunity to participate in athletic programs with coaching. The school committee is scheduled to next meet on Thursday, October 15th at 7 p.m. And of course, the meeting will be live on our HCAM Ed channel. All right, so we are going to keep it moving right along as we had some breaking news on our brand new weekly sports talk show. And that breaking news came from the Hopkinton Hillers girls varsity lacrosse coach, Rebecca Abate. And we talked to her on our brand new weekly sports show, which, in case you don't know, is every Wednesday at 3 p.m. So we'll play for you a bit of the interview where she's talking about the upcoming field hockey season. And then she had some wonderful breaking news for us. So we'll get into that right now. Everything going? How's preparation for the season? You got your first game on Saturday. It must have been a little different getting ready for this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Our motto this year is we're just glad to be here. So with everything that's going on and all the changes with field hockey this season, we just keep telling ourselves that we're just glad to have a season and, kind of trying to enjoy every day that we have. So this is a crazy season for field hockey, especially. So I know you probably know that a lot of the sports had to make some changes to their games for safety reasons. And there's a lot of controversy with field hockey.
And we're going to throw some of those changes up momentarily. But how have the players adjusted to, and how have you adjusted getting ready for these changes that you're going to have to deal with this season?
I think at first we were kind of panicked about it because moving to a 7v7 format on top of girls wearing masks and on top of everything else, there's some other new rules in field hockey this year as well. Like there's no timeouts. We're doing 4 15-minute quarters. So a lot of changes, but I don't know. We adapt well. Kids adapt really well. I would not have thought that they'd be doing as well as they are with the masks, but it doesn't, I'm not going to say it doesn't impact them, but it doesn't impact them the way maybe we had anticipated it would.
One of the rule adjustments this year in field hockey, instead of 11 on 11, it will now be 7 on 7. Coach Abate talked about the adjustment.
Challenging as 7v7 is, I think ultimately it's going to turn our players into better players, into smarter players. So one of the things that we keep saying to the girls is that we have to play smarter this year, not harder, right? Because there's fewer people on the field, so it's 7, but one of them is a goalie. So we have 6 field players. So it's really important that we're very strategic, that we're not just running in circles, and that we're not working harder than we need to. And it's also a situation with just 6 people on the field. Everyone's got to perform, you know. We need everybody to be contributing. And so in that sense, I think that the experience of this season will make any player who's coming back next year be that much better.
Coach Abate also broke some news on the show. Don't forget, folks, we'll have live Hillers field hockey this Saturday on HCAM. We'll have Hillers JV at 9 a.m. and varsity at 11 a.m.
We don't need football.
That's right. We got field hockey and girls soccer on Saturday. So full day for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we did actually just get the news that every player is going to be allowed to have 2 spectators or 2 fans at the game. That was new. Up until now, we thought there were going to be no fans at all. So
that's breaking news. I didn't hear that yet.
Oh, good. Aren't you glad you brought me? Okay.
Absolutely.
So breaking news. Yeah, so that's great. Especially for the senior parents. I was really devastated for them to think that they weren't going to see their kids' last games. Not that HCAM wouldn't offer them a tremendous experience, but obviously it's not the same as being in person.
That's right. We figured we may get some volunteers out of it from people that really wanted to be there. Maybe they could run a camera, something like that.
I think we might still get some, so don't be surprised.
Well, we have had some people step up to the table, so we're happy about that. And
and
if anybody's interested, we're always looking. Don't forget, you can catch HCAM Sports Talk live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Next week, we will talk with Hopkinton Hillers girls soccer head coach Tom Skiba. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Well, it is certainly great that at the very least parents or a few parents will get to see their Hiller athlete play at the home turf. And speaking of Hiller sports, we have Hillers field hockey along with girls and boys soccer this coming weekend, as we have 6 live games on our HCAM Ed channel this weekend. Here's a look at this weekend's Hillers sports broadcast schedule on Saturday, October 10th. 4 games for you. We start off at 9 a.m. with Hillers JV field hockey against Medway. Then we have Hillers varsity at 11 a.m. And then we have girls soccer starting at 1:30. The Hillers girls varsity team taking on Medway. Then at 3:30, the Hillers JV girls soccer team takes on Medway. And then on Sunday, October 11th, Hillers boys soccer starts up at 2 p.m. with JV action against Medway. Then at 4 p.m., we have varsity action against Medway. So a whole lot of sports coming up on the HCAM channels. You can catch the games live on our HCAM Ed channel, which is channel 96 if you have Comcast, and channel 31 if you have Verizon. And we will also have the stream available on our YouTube page, youtube.com/HCAMTV. Well, unfortunately, we ran out of time, so we are going to have to get to your comments on our next edition, as we have the gathering coming up next very shortly. So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of HCAM News Live. We have to end a little early tonight because Terry Malisi is standing by to cook up something delicious on the gathering. So for everybody here at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy, and we'll get to your restaurant comments on the next edition of HCAM News Live next Thursday evening at 6:30 p.m. Take care, be well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Have a good night, everybody.